Hello everybody, Mike Forsyth here. I just got back from Lindenhurst Regionals. I ran Sea Lancer Frog and I won X01, undefeated in the Swiss with one draw. In the deck I ran triple Swap Frog, triple Dupe Frog, double Poison Draw, double Roan-Tun, and a Treeborn. This is your basic Frog engine. I only ran 2 Roan-Tun because I didn't run that many tributes in general. 2 Mother Grizzlies because it searches out your Sea Lancers and your Swap Frogs, and it's also a good creature swap target. Triple Sea Lancer, it's the main boss of the deck. It's really hard to get over for your opponents, and it creates a lot of pluses with the Roan-Tuns and removing poison draws and dupes. Double Light and Darkness Dragon. I ran this card because of the 2 Roan-Tuns and Treeborn. It's probably one of the cards I'd take out if I was playing out, and I'd probably put in Kaises and stuff for spot removal because I had a really hard time with Zenmains and opponent's Gotchis. 2 Moulin Glacias. This deck is really good at dumping water monsters to the grave. I can get this out turn 1 and drop 2 cards from my opponent's hand before they even have a chance to warning it or anything. It's really good. 1 Gorus because you gotta run it. 2 Salvages. This gets back Sea Lancer, your Frogs, and Mother Grizzly from the grave. It's a +1, and there's really no reason not to run this deck. 3 is too many though, it gets really clumpy. 2 MSTs, Monster Reborn, Heavy Storm, Dark Hole. They're just staples. 2 creature swaps. This card worked really well with Mother Grizzly, Poison Draw Frog, and Dupe Frog. It's probably one of the better cards in the deck. And I also ran a lot of traps, which is really weird because most Frog decks don't run traps. I got a lot of criticism for that, but I think it was one of the better decisions I made. It really helped me set up for plays and deal with my opponent's monsters. Like, I was able to not run the Monarchs and everything because the traps were my outs to allow big monsters and such.
Why did you run the 2 Mirror Force over 2 Compulse?
Why did I run Mirror Force over Compulse?
Yes.
Well, I'm not quite sure. I actually wanted to run Compulse, but I really wanted Monster Destruction more in the end. Looking back, I probably might run Compulse because I really needed that spot removal for those Zenmains and stuff. Mirror Force was good, though, because opponents would do big pushes and stuff, and I wanted to have the outs to those big pushes. Alright, and in the side deck, I played 1 ST and 2 Dust Tornado. I really needed the back row destruction. I almost signed these every game too because a lot of decks I played against played Macro and Skill Drain, which really fucked up my plays. I played 1 Mobius for the same purpose. This card was really good at but destroying Gates and Dark Smog, which I was siding against me when I was playing against Dark Worlds. Jinzo for the same purpose. Double Vandy's Fiend. This card prevents my opponent's monsters from special summoning. It's a boss monster of its own. Double Maxi, double Veiler for the wind-up matchup, and the Veiler's winning against Inzectors, which I played in the final round. That was really useful. I didn't play any wind-ups though, thank God. Hate that deck. Double Cyber Dragon for the Machinas and the Girgias and all those machine decks. I played 1 down, but I never really drew it against them. I sided against Heroes 2, that was really useful. And Double Thunder King. This card's amazing. There's really no reason not to run it. It pretty much hands down won me the game against the Machina Gadgets. He could not deal with it. In the extra deck, I ran triple Gachi Gachi Katetsu. I often did make 3 in 1 game. This and a Sea Lancer was pretty much impossible for my opponents to get over. It was really useful to run 3. 2 Daigusto Phoenixes. This allowed me to push on my opponent's life points unexpectedly when they left the field open. Also, at times, I would have a Gachi Gachi and Daigusto Phoenix, and I'd be able to attack over monsters. It was really useful. At one point, my opponent's judgmented, and then I was able to special swap frog and get one of these out and attack for 4,000 for a game really early on. 2 Dark Mists. I can make this with 2 Roan-Tuns and a Swap Frog. It was really useful for getting over big monsters I had problems with. I had to use this to go over to Grapha once, but it got really big really quick and my opponent couldn't deal with it. 1 Shining Elf. I ran this card just because it was another option. At one point, I actually won because of this, because my opponent had 1,500 left and I attacked over a 100 attack monster. And my opponent actually had Trag too, so that really helped. 1 Strike Bouncer. I really didn't have reason to run this except I ran a few level 6s. 1 Gaia Drake. Honestly, all these cards I only ran because I had space, and there was no reason not to. I guess Formula was a good choice. I also ran Chimera Tech because I ran Cyber Dragon. That's pretty much the deck. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. Peace out.